Morning, everybody. I got 7 o'clock. We're going to get started with the operational briefing for the Fawn incident. My name is Chris Birch, the Plan Section Chief for CAL FIRE IMT 4. If you could please silence your electronic devices, cell phones, radios, pagers. This briefing is also being broadcast on YouTube. We will get started with the current situation.
Good morning, Monty Smith, Night Operations CAL FIRE IMT 4. So starting off in Branch 1, Division Yankee, Alpha, and Bravo. Crews continue to mop up, get good depth in there, and conduct tactical patrol. In Division Bravo, the dozer line that goes down to Alley Cove, that was fired in, as well as the brow that hadn't burned out as of yesterday's shift. So that's all complete all the way down to the water line. Moving into Branch 5, Division Mike, the fire backed all the way down to the lake. And in Tango and Mike, a firing operation was conducted from the uniform Tango break all the way down to Mariner's Point. That has been completed, and they're starting mop up as of an hour ago or a few hours ago. A uniform, they completed burning out the corner at the division break, and moving down to the rest of uniform and whiskey, they continued with tactical patrol and mop up. Have a good shift.
All right, if you'll turn to page 1 in your IEP, we're going to cover the incident objectives, starting with the management to provide for and maintain public and first responder safety, utilizing the incident safety analysis process. Ensure COVID-19 precautions and best practices are met at all times. Protect values at risk, including infrastructure improvements, private and public lands, natural and cultural resources. Foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders. Ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, and maintain fiscal accountability and keep costs commensurate with values at risk. Our control objectives, the big box, is keep the fire north of Highway 299, keep the fire south of Shasta Lake, keep the fire east of Interstate 5, and keep the fire west of Blue Sky Road. Next up, we'll get into weather.
All right, good morning, Ryan Walburn, incident meteorologist. So I really want to make the point of emphasis to really take advantage of today's conditions. It's going to be a little bit cooler, highs only in the low to mid 80s. Humidities are actually trending up a little bit out on the fire line, probably dip down to around 20% or so. And then throughout the day today, again, the prevailing wind direction is going to be southerly. So we've got that southerly flow increase a little bit this afternoon, maybe some gusts to 20 miles an hour or so on the west side here, and then up in Tango a little bit less, some gusts 15. So similar to what we saw out there yesterday, with favorable fire weather conditions. If there's any nighttime burning that continues tonight, we do not expect the down canyons to develop. We've got an approaching front, so we'll hold on to that southerly flow through the entire 24-hour operational period. So that's for today. So pretty favorable, quiet conditions. The point of emphasis is tomorrow the weather does change. We're going to bring in a dry, cold front, and that's why I wanted to try to drive home that message to take advantage of that. As we get into the midweek time frame, we're going to be bringing in another north wind event. So we have the weather in our favor right now. So use that to create a sense of urgency. Thank you.
Good morning, Jonathan Pangbern, Fire Behavior Analyst with Team 4. Touching on what you just heard from Ryan, our incident meteorologist, today's the day to get after it. We're not anticipating any real fire spread outside of what has already occurred. Hopefully you guys can continue in and get some decent mop up. There is a potential for the fire to channel, especially in the Branch 5 areas, into kind of like Dry Creek area and moving out of Jones Valley. There is possibility of rollout or spotting. So the greater depth you can get out there before we are challenged, that cold front's going to have the wind switch to out of the northwest before we have it coming out of the northeast. So your shift right now is going to set up tomorrow for success. So please, whatever you can do. The temperatures, a little bit cooler, increasing humidity means that our probability of ignitions dropping at highest today, it's going to be around 75%. Otherwise, overnight, it's going to drop down to, say, 20, 30%. And please take advantage of it, but watch the green. There is some heat out there. And so please grid for what you can and try to make sure that we don't have anything give us any issues when we have that wind switch. Thank you.
Good morning, Nocella Ozard, Resource Unit Leader. Roll call will be held at your division breakouts, but I will be introducing your line leadership. Branch 1, Rick Valles. With trainee Matt Barnes. Division Alpha, Steve Chapman. Division Bravo, Travis Peterson. Division Yankee, Jan Smoots. Branch 5, Gabe Troll. With trainee Kent Cunningham. Division Mike/Tango, Brian Wright. Division Uniform, Matt Milojevic. Division Whiskey, Artie Hernandez. Contingency, Shane Galvez. Suppression Repair, Jason Paberko. And Anderson Staging, Tyler Holquist.
Good morning, Shane Lauderdale, Day Operations with CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4. I just want you to look at this map and know that there is line all the way around that today. And that is a testament to the work that was done and the art of execution. And that art of execution came from you having a common operational picture from the very beginning, sharing it and continuing it. And so I ask you today, please, let's finish this. Let's smash it. Let's be done with it. So as Ryan said about the weather, this is the day that we have to finish what we have, because that frontal system will test us, and we want to get this done so we can get people back into their homes and get this community started to recovery. All right, so let's talk about what we need to do today. So first of all, let's start in branch 1. Branch 1, Rick, any visible smoke that you can safely get to and put out, we need mopped up. That easy. Let's make sure that all hazard trees, any other challenges to us repopulating that are addressed and taken care of. Branch 5, you know what you have to do out there. You know the line you have. We've given you sufficient resources. Everyone needs to be working. Every hazard needs to be addressed, and we need to mop up as far in as you can. I know this territory you are in, you won't be able to get every smoke, but let's do it the best we can today. All right. For contingency, continue your work. We don't want to take any chances that potentially we're not ready for something that may happen with this frontal system. So continue to prepare the communities for any fire threat and continue your contingency line. Depression repair, thank you very much. You're going to work with our branches and our divisions to start suppression repair so we can be done with this when we are done with the incident. One of the things that you'll be addressing today is part of getting our community back into their homes and restored is working with our utilities to get the work done that they need to do. So throughout today, they're going to be working in your divisions, doing tree work and restoring poles and other utility repairs. If you have any concerns, issues, please try to work it out with whomever it is that you have there on the line. If you cannot, let us know. We'll go directly to their representatives and we'll work out any of the concerns you have. Fight fire.
Good morning. I'm Jack Piccinini, the safety officer for IMT4. If you'd please turn to the safety message on page 19 and 20. And you'll notice that on that safety message, the one thing I want to drive home is that this is day 2 of the 2-day safety message. And the safety message is designed to be used as a briefing tool. And I really want to emphasize that it is Team 4's expectation that everybody get a thorough briefing right down to the tailboard firefighter. We've set up this tool for you to identify the emphasis topics for the shift. And then in addition to that, we've provided you with 3 watch out talking points, and more importantly, 3 mitigation talking points so that you're able to discuss those in an open forum during your briefing. So use this as a tool. So the emphasis topics today are hidden hazards. Again, there's plenty of hidden hazards out there. And so we'd just like you to make sure that you're aware of all those. In addition, on the following page is the 215A. So take a look at that and make sure you include items that might be specific to your division. The next thing is fatigue, and fatigue, as we said yesterday, might be kind of an odd thing to include as we've only been on this incident for a few days. However, fatigue is a real problem, both physical and mental fatigue. And what the reason is because we've had a tough fire season. We've had a really tough fire season, and people have come off of other incidents. And while you might have gotten a short break, fatigue has an cumulative effect. And so make sure you stay on top of the fatigue component. And then finally is leadership. And look, as I said yesterday to the folks, to the other shift, safety isn't just about putting a safety message in an IAP. Safety is not just getting safety officers out there on the line. Safety is about leadership. It's about holding ourselves accountable to doing the right thing. It's about holding each other accountable to doing the right thing. It's about looking out for our brothers and sisters and making sure they don't do something that's going to cause an accident or an injury. And leaders are at all levels of the organization. It's not just the incident commander, but it's right down to the firefighters. Leaders that are at all levels of the organization, including our hired equipment operators. So our safety record on this incident so far has been excellent, which exemplifies the level of leadership that is out here. So keep up that good line leadership. Be a good leader today.
Nico Mattioli, Air Operations Branch Director, Team 4. I'll start on the fixed wing side of the house. We have continued our early up for 1 air attack, 1 ASM, and 4 tankers. On the rotary wing side of the house, we have 7 Type 1s, 2 Type 2s, and 3 Type 3s. Helco and rotary wing up are going to get up right after briefing, heading to Branch 5 as smoke allows. Your 24-hour medevac hoist ship is going to be Guard 841. That's a change from the other day. So Guard 841 out of Reading. And then a reminder, when working on aircraft, please make sure the line is clear and you're up on air to ground. Have a safe shift.
Good morning, Mike Heffron, Commune Leader, Incident Management Team 4. Please turn to page 22 of your IAP. We added an additional tone for Shasta Command. Tone 2 is working very well for about 95% of the fire. On the backside of Bear Mountain, there was a little bit of shadow, so we added Tone 1. So what that means for you guys is that as you're traveling around the fire, you're not locked into one tone. If you have a newer radio, you're able to operate your selective tone to choose what tone you're on. If you have a legacy radio, you have to change that channel because it is hard code toned. Also, if you're trying to hail someone on a tone that isn't 2 or isn't 1, make sure you're telling that person that you're trying to hail what tone you're on. That way it'll clear up any confusion. That way they'll be able to switch that tone and hail you back. We have cloning and radio repair needs set up in that brick building over there on the north end side if you have any cloning or radio repair issues. For today and for the remainder of the incident, in the special instructions, I put the current clone. The current clone for today is Fawn V2 divisions. Make sure that your people have the current clone. It'll always be in special instructions. Make sure they have it before they get out to the line. If you have a newer radio, that will be the clone name of that channel or of the group. And if you have a legacy radio, an old square button or old radio like that, if you hold down that pound sign, that will give them the current clone. Thank you. Have a safe shift.
Good morning, Steve McGarry, Medical Unit Leader, CAL FIRE Team 4. So the medical plan is on page 23. So usually I'll start at the top and work my way down and give you guys the information, but I'm going to skip down to box 8. So I need you all to focus on box 8 and make sure that that information is collected and passed up the chain of command so that the emergency reporting that is required on the incident is accomplished. And in order to do that, we need your help. We do have resources here available in camp, as well as we'll have some line medics out today. So here in camp, we do have CalMat, the medical assistance team. They have a physician that's here for all of you. We also have the MERT team here for our CDCR partners, as well as the helicopter availability that AirOps mentioned, and that is all available through Fawn Communications. So please make sure you gather the information in box 8 and pass up the chain of command, and we'll get you the closest appropriate resource. Thank you.
Good morning, Chris Harvey, Information Officer with CAL FIRE Team 4. Page 24 in your IAP is the information page. At the very top of that page is a phone number as you're out on the incident, on the line, or moving through the public. If you encounter people, citizens, or media that are looking for more information on the fire, go ahead and pass out that phone number to them. That's our direct line. Next on the page is a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it takes you to CAL FIRE social media policy. Company officers and other supervisors, please ensure that your crews are aware of CAL FIRE's regulations regarding posting pictures and video from this incident on their personal social media pages. Also on that page is the mailing address for the public information trailer, which is right at the front of Main Street here near the turnstiles. If you need to have something mailed to the incident, please use the format that's on that page, and we'll make sure and get that that package to you. And then lastly, at the bottom of the page is the lost and found information. If you've lost an item, obviously stop by the trailer and we'll try and get it back to you. Or if you found something out on the line or here in base camp, please drop it by the trailer so we can get it back to its rightful owner. Thank you.
Page 25. Turn to page 25. That is where your training message is going to be at. There's a QR code at the bottom there. If you are a trainee, please scan that QR code. We can get you checked in. When you have a moment, check in with the training specialist that's located over in Shasta Hall. Start that process early. It will get you your expedited demob sooner. The last thing before we get to closing comments with the IC is that there is a cooperators meeting in Trinity Hall at 10 o'clock this morning. Closing comments from the IC.
Good morning, Jeff Pemberton, Incident Commander, CAL FIRE Team 4. Yesterday was another very successful day out here. I ask that you go out there today and continue to build on all the efforts that the IA crews did that you guys picked up 2 days ago. We still got favorable weather conditions today. Those are going to change and be a little wind tested. As you heard from ops, we've got line around the fire. We need to build that reinforcement. You heard a term, common operating picture. I hope you all know that. And our team expectation is that you're delivering that common operating picture to everybody within your crew, all the way down to the firefighters. I ask that you go out there today, continue to get after this thing so we can put it to bed, because there's no more valuable asset here than each of you. Go out there today and be a leader of your crew, of your engine company, of your division, and your branch. And I'll see you here in 2 days.
Okay, if you're an unassigned resource, you're not on the IEP for today. The sandwich board out here where you picked up your IEPs, tie in with the resource unit leaders and operations, and we'll try to get you an assignment for today. For the folks of you that are assigned, we have division breakouts posted along the trees. Everybody turn your radios back on and have a safe shift. Thank you.